Hey Grace, I figured like a whole day is what it took. Um, I feel like I saw you yesterday morning, but it might have been 2 mornings ago. I don't remember. Um, I was, I was. This was a song I was playing. Um, while you were walking by, I had the Bluetooth speaker on. I told her it sounds like Jaws.
I'm swimming in your back. I'm swimming in your back. I want to know. I want to know more. Grit your teeth and laugh. Grit your teeth and laugh. 'Cause I want you to know more. Maybe someday you and I surprise you're back. After that shit I said, we're together at last. It seems like you cracked. Seems like you cracked. You want to relive the past. Maybe
Literally, as you pass, I'm listening to music. Maybe someday we'll go to the movies and we can share our anguish. So literally, as you're passing, the music I'm listening to is like I see you. You always have your head in the clouds. You know, with the smoky makeup and the hair, and you're always like looking out into the world. I don't. We eye contact. I don't want to say we lock eyes, but eye contact, and I'm like, hey. I look at her and I'm like, oh, it's Grace. I go, hey, Grace, and you look in my eyeballs, and I look at your eyes in your glasses. And the girl is like, you know, she's like she's like a deer in the headlights, and I'm like, feel safe. I'm like, feel safe, feel safe. And I think I might have even pressed pause on the music and said, feel safe, feel safe. And kept walking. I never stopped. I just turned. I didn't even slow down. I just turned. I said, feel safe, feel safe. And then I kept listening to the music, and I didn't realize what I was listening to until I just saw Grace Randolph. Maybe someday we'll go see a movie, share our misery. I'm like, oh man, what a surreal moment. Maybe I'll tell her about it. But of course, not that moment, not that night, not the next day, apparently. We're all so scared of you, my darling. My most favorite YouTuber. Pretty much like the only joy on YouTube in regards to movies. Everyone else is like running to the front of the class to hand in the test, telling the teacher how much they know. Like each YouTuber is like, teacher, boy, do I know why you should not see this movie. I know why this movie's what's bad about this movie. It's wrong answers only out there. And as soon as I saw the girl, I'm like, does this girl know who I am? Because I've sent her like videos of my face. I've seen her utter my street name on the super chats. Like, if she wants to tell anyone on me, it'd be done. I don't know if I told you, but I used to live inside of a tesseract, in a Borg alcove, in a tesseract that was at the intersection at a bunch of ley lines. And the only reason why I lived in that spot was because in the Borg alcove, that was the size, my height, my width, the whole nine. The only reason why I chilled in that spot was because it was basically like a spider hole with a trapdoor on it, and it was the size of a human being. And if I didn't stay in there, who knows who would be in there when I'm not there. I can't be there all the time. I hope that you're holding it down the rest of the time. It used to be covered in all types of 2012 graffiti. It had, and it's still there. I mean, you get a Michelangelo expert to like de-paint the walls with some resin, take the paint back, you'll see. Decades of predictions and poetry. And I wrote something really nasty, but I put big silver tape over the paint. So if you try to take the silver tape off the paint to read the text on the paint, you're going to take the paint with you. You got more work to do. Yeah, he's getting spooked. Holy shit, I'm recording this gold? Fuck. Yes, I saw you there on the corner of like Patrick Bateman and a scene from Sleepless in Seattle. And I just felt so bad for you. You seem so like... I had just passed a class of teenagers. And because I was waking up from the church steps, as has been my routine for the past 25,000 years. I believe they got my name above the door, like neurotic perfectionist. So what am I going to tell you, Grace Randolph? It seems like people have been stressing you, man. Like, bro, people is like stressing you. And here's the problem: the market has changed. Absolutely. You know, the market has been changed. And it's kind of, it's kind of you know c'est quoi, it's kind of a not lingo, what is the parlance? It's become kind of a stalk of corn in Yiddish. It is suspicious. It's suspicious. The way that no one talks about Blu-ray or HD flat screen TVs. What I figured is that there is like a layer of social status where you can have an HD TV, but it's very difficult to get HD content on your HD TV. This is what I found out. I didn't know this. I don't have a place to live. I don't know this. Everyone is watching the crappiest digital TV, like whatever is the local New York base level television that they used to get from the radio, from the antenna. Everyone has base level crap TV, and it's the worst. And the quality is occasionally surprising. If you have like some kind of cable at all, occasionally you'll get like, oh, this is kind of nice here or there, but mostly everything is washed out, digitally disturbed, most content on TV. And then if you get like a digital service on your PC, it doesn't drop HD content. It doesn't stream 4K content that easily. Not even from a solid connection to the wall. Not even with a wire to the wall. You're still not getting decent content. Really, what you need is a Blu-ray player, and everyone has had a DVD player since the PlayStation. So I suspect, I should have shaved before I made this message, but I suspect that there's like a whole upper crust of blue-collar, like single guys that have like real decent setups, and it's like, hey, you know, a lot of. I think that's a thing. That's where you live. That's your reality. So it's all weird how that right now that there's this battle going on between Marvel and between Doomsday and Dune, with Marvel trying to. Here's what Marvel's trying to do. This is difficult. So when I went in to see Superman in 4DX 3D the second time, the two sides of the screens were black bars. I think it was an Italian bar and an Irish bar in the movies on the wall. Yeah, it was an Irish flag. That's how the movie was being projected, like an Irish flag. And I had just seen the movie at 1:30 in the afternoon. I think 3:30 in the afternoon. It was from 3:30 to like 6 or 5:30, and then there was a 7 p.m. showing, and I saw that one too. When I saw the second one, the screen was smaller, and I doubted my memory. I was like, am I crazy, or did I see this movie on a wide screen and better? Everything was better. What's going on? And the only difference on my side was that at the 3 p.m. I was there by myself. I was stoned. I had my soda, my popcorn. I was having a good time. Or maybe I just had my soda because I was vaping, so I was dry. I didn't need popcorn. And in the second showing, my Christian friend showed up 10 minutes late, ordered a chicken sandwich, wore a hat, waited for his chicken sandwich, brought his chicken sandwich up to the movie theater, and still wore his hat in the movie theater. While he was in the 4DX movie, he had his hat on. So quality of experience is real questionable as to who decides what people are seeing on the screen. It's a real questionable situation. So when I went to see Fantastic Four, I was weeping. I was scared. I was like, guys, paid $20 for this Fantastic Four ticket. It better be from screen to screen, you guys. Why are you bullying me? And I was so nervous. I was like, yo, is this gonna be a subpar experience? Boom, full screen. I started crying. I was like, oh my god, full screen. And in no part in the film did I feel like it was IMAX chopped down. At any time that it would have been IMAX, it was IMAX and 2 extra side pieces that they throw to the widescreen projector. So what Marvel is trying to do is say, listen, I get that IMAX is somewhat guaranteed experience. It isn't. If anything proved that IMAX is not a guaranteed experience, it's Hail Mary. Hail Mary in IMAX is beautiful, but it reminds you that most of the drama scenes are not going to be projected in noisy 4D in noisy IMAX. The recording machine is real loud. The best that they do is like a Panavision or something like that. It's not IMAX and it's not letterbox. It's a little bit between the two. So, you know, here's where we're at. Grace Randolph, famous lady who's stuck like a deer in the headlights while taking a step onto the curb. Two years ago, your Mecca was neglected and flooded, and they only left the cathedral to the white girl decals on the Whole Foods Columbus Circle Mall windows. They only left those up for like 1 week. They should have left that up. That should be up right now. That should be you up there. No offense. I mean, the animated hair is so big and floofy that it looks like your big floofy hair. You know that you have cartoonified yourself. I'm sure you're aware. What else? So between the HD TVs, the Blu-rays, and how horrible the movie theater experience is for most people, it's a weird world out there. The population is very strange. We have a very strange oppression. Oppression is very weird. Oppression is very, very weird. It's a very weird thing, oppression. It's a very weird thing. And people are like, you know, they're never comfortable, and they're just waiting to call the police all the time. They don't have nothing. You know, when people in the 4DX movie theater and they're going, that's how they, and they're breaking the 4DX chair, those guys, they don't know what they're doing after they call 911. But after they call 911, it's so much fun for them. That's the only time in the world that they're anything or anybody. They never talk. They don't have any power in society. All they do is eat shit and feel proud of how much shit that they eat. And the only thing that they know, besides their own oppression, is that everything is a lie except the oppression. So when they call the police on you, they're so happy. Their whole life is fulfilled. And that's how they go to the movies. They're never comfortable. They want to watch wrestling. They want to watch slapstick comedy and that only. And only that. Everything else is The Devil by Kathy Bates. You want class mobility? That's The Devil. You want municipal accessibility? That's The Devil. So yeah, that's where we're at. I keep on sending you these videos. Yesterday or 2 days ago, I saw you. I'm just walking around the city. I just live here, babe. I just live here, babe. Listen, if you want to kick me out, why don't you wait until they do the turnover when all the teenagers get hired as police officers? And then run in there like you don't know anything and have all the newbies bother me. That happens every time. Do not investigate. I've been sitting on the front steps of culture since Mist. I was sleeping in the movie theater when the young man ran through his neighborhood in the Dark Knight Returns movie. When the guy dropped smoke bombs and it was in the news. I was sleeping back there like, I wonder if I'm gonna get in trouble. And I did not. I left my cardboard folded up in the spot, and I went to Colorado for like a year. I came back, my cardboard was still in the spot. I went from Colorado to LA. I went from Colorado to Seattle. Then I went from Colorado to Spokane. Spokane back to New York. From New York, I didn't check the spot at all. From New York back to Seattle. From Seattle back to Spokane a second time. Spokane in the winter is deadly cold, with no place to hide. And I ran from Spokane winter to Portland, Oregon winter, looking for Robin Miller's admiration. Walking around Portland, Oregon. Then I biked from Portland, Oregon to Olympia, Washington. Took the bus from Olympia, Washington to Seattle. Got off the bus in Seattle, right? Yeah, I think they took my got off the bus in Seattle. This old black guy was, he said to everybody, he goes, as I got off the bus and as I passed him, he goes, places, everybody, places. I looked at him like, yeah. I went to go see Doctor Strange on opening night that Friday, not Thursday night. I think it was Friday. I land in the town with no money. I land on the front door of the movie theater, and they're trying to ask me if I'm brave enough to walk through solid objects. I was so upset, man. I got so upset I walked outside. I was like, do you even know the difference between bravery and suicide? Would you even recognize bravery if you saw it? And this Russian little blonde Russian lady bumped into me, and she said, "Go ahead." Slept at that theater for like, locked my bike up outside the wrong way, went inside, slept, woke up, they took my bike. I wake up, I leave the staircase, I'm in the alleyway behind the movie theater in downtown Seattle. I'm looking up the alleyway to the street. There's some black teenage college students, they look like they was 19 years old, doing like a student film, filming the location where my bike was supposed to be. I was like, if you want to have a camera here already, okay. I go trooping through every borough of Seattle. I go up through CIA, I go up through Scientology, I go up through Frasier, I go up through like Jimi Hendrix, Counting Crows, Gremlins 1 shit, all up in Seattle. As gaslit as I may be in society and culture, thinking that I don't know what I'm doing or that my conclusions are inaccurate, in the place where I'm going, like there's video game elements, and the video game elements are increasing in realism. They're getting more and more present. The video game elements are getting more and more present, and the video game elements are getting more and more like obvious that they are that. So there's like a bunch of Mardi Gras beads. There's like 50 Mardi Gras necklaces on top of City Hall. There's like a air conditioner circle vent from the kitchen that goes out the door, like a circle vent, and on top of the circle vent there's like 50 Mardi Gras beads. And then like down in the alleyway where the guy's dad bought the gremlin in Gremlins 1, you can't see my words, so who knows what I'm saying? You can't read my lips. Like, now you're reading my lips. Now you know what I'm saying. What if the AI is changing what I'm saying? You don't know. So the dad gremlin, the dad in the movie Gremlins, he went into like this little side alley in Chinatown, and like into this like tchotchke shop where he picks up a pet for his son, and that alleyway in Seattle, I walk down, there's a fire alarm bell, and it's got 100 pieces of chewing gum stuck to it in different colors. And then once I see that, everywhere I look, there's garbage cans have 100 chewing gums on them everywhere, dry for 2 days. Weird stuff, weird stuff. So, I worked for this video game company called Cyan, and they say we know, but I don't know if Grace Randolph knows. I don't know if Grace Randolph retains that information. The only concept that I have of people's personalities is to create human personalities with myself is my dad, who is notoriously forgetful of anything that isn't his wife torturing him. So he doesn't remember. He doesn't even... I tell him the same thing. I tell him the same accomplishment every year, and he forgets. Like, do you remember that time when I went to... Hey, Dad, you remember that time when I went to Los Angeles to drop off my regrets? And my regrets ran and tore down the entire power structure of Los Angeles? Remember? Remember that? Grace, let me end with this. Give me one second. Let me end with this. Give me 1 second. It's from the New York Times. Trump's might be right. I don't know. This is not news. This is prose. I think I got it. I don't know. Sorry it's taking so long. My hair looks wild, doesn't my hair look wild? I didn't think of that. I got it. Ready? Let me end with this, okay? From the New York Times, when I got this, it was January 1st, 2015. That's when I read this. Maybe it was January 1st, 2018, maybe. I will die in this beautiful place by Darcy Wilde. I will die in this beautiful place. To be a true New Yorker, one must love and hate the city in equal measure and always come back. Photographs by Daniel Arnold, text by Darcy Wilder. Produced by Eve Lyons. I forgot about her. Ouch. Now, pardon me because I tend to read this in the style of my friend Brazil Morgan because he likes to talk about coffee. Whenever I think of those alternate realities, those theories of time where new dimensions split open every time you choose between hot or cold coffee, I feel like hurtling myself into the sun. It's just too big, there's too much, and I begin to feel shackled by the shoulds. Which decisions might or might not make me the person I was supposed to be. And sometimes when you order cold brew, they give you yesterday's coffee on ice, and it's like, great. Why can't I be in the dimension where I have drinkable coffee? There's something so freeing about abandoning it all. Or maybe just the urge to. The way in elementary school my paintings just ended up being a puddle of gray. And the art teacher would sit down with me and ask, "What were you going for? What happened?" And I would stare down at my gray puddle, unable to explain what happened. In the vast mythology of New York, it's a place where you go to become who you always wanted to be. You move here and everything finally happens for you in the way where you feel like you're struggling, but then you eventually get it together enough to look back at it with enough material for a humble yet thoughtful memoir that includes a passage about the way there used to be neighborhoods before the city became a strip mall. And the people back home who never understood you still don't understand you, and they're so, and sorry, this is just too, it's too, for me, it's too indulgent. It's hard for me to read it because it's so indulgent. For a humble yet thoughtful memoir that includes a passage about the way there used to be neighborhoods before the city became a strip mall, and the people back home who never understood you still don't understand you, and their lives are so nice looking. Good for them. Maybe it's the obnoxious way I was, in lowercase or in uppercase, in lower shades, quietly. Maybe it's the obnoxious way I was, born here. Or maybe it's because my former coworkers, annoyed and fed up, eventually named our group text to True New Yorkers, where they began composing paragraph-long fictional texts from the perspective of a rat-battling landlord named Sal who couldn't find a ride to Fairway. It seems like being from here is the most obnoxious thing I could have done, but also it's probably that I can't walk down 2nd Avenue without mentioning my first kiss. I'm not going to read somebody else's first moment. That's her business, not mine. A lot of really cute pictures. A lot of really cute pictures. When there was a pipe bomb explosion a few blocks from my apartment last year, a friend of mine in the Bay Area checked up on me before I knew that anything had happened. He texted, "Hey, you okay?" And from bed I replied, "Yeah, do I not seem it? Am I being too sad online again?" There is something humbling about someone conflating the response to an explosion at Port Authority and the fear that people know you're vulnerable. He said that he couldn't have imagined a more New York response than, "Yeah, don't I seem okay?" He also said he constantly misses New York, and he thinks he'll come back because no one out there would have posted that meme of a bunch of rats eating a birthday cake captioned, "Brunch with my girls." It was a different time. Another friend who left New York Another friend who left New York missed it because there was the sense that we were all in it together. That sentiment turns on a dime, though, when transplants reminisce about how back home, people don't need an excuse to say hi to you. I have to remind myself that the default is community, that intense or potent solitude is abnormal and even perverse. When I worked in an office, I'd often go home on Friday and return Monday without having spoken to another person. Like other quests for the bottom, I began to fetishize how unhealthy that isolation was to the point of aestheticism. Maybe it's that I've always been single when I've lived in the city. All my relationships were in college or on brief stints away. Maybe, for me, the community I've always known and my ability to really share my life with another person are mutually exclusive. There was a time when I yearned to live in Los Angeles. Obviously a sign I was deeply unwell. And before that, a list of smaller cities I'd idolized. In high school, I thought I hated it here. Or I did hate it here. Is there a difference? But have you ever looked a rent-controlled apartment in the eye and told it no? Everyone used to say that if you grew up in New York, you're destined to die in New York. There's always something pulling you back during those brief stints elsewhere. The energy, the pacing of time, family, the golden handcuffs of a good deal on an apartment. Or the way the older Upper West Side woman would tap me on the shoulder and kindly tell me I had a run in my stockings. When they were so worn and tattered, they more resembled those webs when they're given spiders LSD. When they've given spiders LSD. Or the way I will say hello to familiar faces in the neighborhood for years without knowing their name, occupation, or anything else besides the casual conversation of which gym they belong to and what they think of the weather. The casual anonymity is another facet, the adjacent face of the diamond of intimacy. The way small talk and cute sayings on mugs of coffee are joyously cynical, like how standard it is for spouses to joke about hating each other or for parents to mockingly roll their eyes about their kids. The permission to be fed up with each other is the highest mark to me of intimacy and trust. A casual elevator conversation that includes an eye roll. Did this bitch write Joker? What the fuck? Yeah, she did, because it's the staircase by her apartment. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not supposed to know where Darcy Wilder's dad lives, Bob? Care Paravel. Why should we commiserate so often about gratitude? Are we bragging? There is a togetherness in the low-grade annoyances, the permission to share that fleeting intolerance, the striving for something better, the simultaneous ungratefulness and optimism of, could be better. Eesh! Excuse me. I'm in his brain. And this boy is gross beautiful. You're gross. Ugh. Do not investigate. I was in my dad's basement on New Year's Eve thinking, let me check what's on the cover of the New York Times. I'm not watching TV. And who do I find but Bae?